Hey guys, been a while. What's up? I'm gonna read you something. It's sorry, I can hear my TV. I don't feel like turning it off right now. It's something I've been working on. Actually, a couple minutes ago. That I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it or not. It's kind of like a murder mystery. But it's kind of like the opening. I just wanted to tell you it's about this girl Jenny who has to find this guy Bradley, or he told him. Okay. My friend Bradley used to be really into words. He spoke like most authors write. We like to believe that people really do talk like that, like they do in books, constantly spouting out wisdom at you. But in reality, they don't. But Bradley did. For instance, ask. For instance, yeah, never. For instance, ask your friends what they want most in the world, and most of them would say something. Doesn't matter what they say they want something. Bradley, on the other hand, would take a moment in silence to think about it. Then he'd say something along the lines of, nothing. I want nothing. You see, Jenny, no one ever wants anything. Not to them, anyway. In the moment, to you, you always need it. You never say you want that toy, you say you need that toy. People always tell you, no, you don't need it, you want it. But it's kind of like telling someone their problem isn't a big deal because you're not going through that problem. So Jenny, to answer your question, I don't want anything, but I do need a new phone. That was Bradley. People took his silences as offensive, and sometimes called it disrespect. But if you waited long enough to answer your "where are you going," he wouldn't give you a defined spot. He'd go into telling you about different religions, and it all depends on which one is true, because despite what he believed, the truth was where he was going. Then he'd realize he was late and would run out. Sometimes Bradley asked his own questions, but whenever I tried to come up with an answer like his, he'd always beat me to it. For instance, he once asked me, "Where do you think the wind is going?" And as I thought about it, he answered, "I guess the wind goes where it needs to go, huh? I mean, it can't possibly have a set place that it has to be. Or maybe it's not the wind, but the winds. Like each tiny bit of wind has one place it needs to go, but they all tend to be in the same place. Or maybe there's somewhere out there where we don't see, where all the wind traveling in the same direction splits in many different ones, and we're just standing on the side of the highway." He also answered some ridiculous questions, such as, why is it called Apithum? 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 I can't remember. Been a while. He said that some guy had an awesome name for it, but when he was about to say it, he saw a possum. He then started shouting, "A possum! A possum!" But he had a lisp, so it came out Apothum, and they all wrote it down, but when they read it in their own unique language and dialect, it came out Apothum. And that was Bradley. So, yeah. Da.